This is not good news at all. Yeah, you can just throw the rest of it on the floor, Joe. It's just that I really care about.
Oh, I just took my seat.
Oh,
Oh, there's a chair here.
Robert.
Are you going to sit on the table, Joe?
No, because I'm going through it.
You okay?
Exactly, that's why I said,
What's the matter?
You have to change. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just making sure you change.
Come on, bottle that.
Oh, so I'm just using this.
Can you? Oh, Alan, he can control it from in here, okay?
Right, yeah, drop the...
Sorry?
4 o'clock news, not 3:30 news.
So I am using the auto cue.
BBC News.
Hold back TV. I think you'll find.
Throw the bottle.
21312.
Whoa.
Angry protest from the cameraman.
No throwing.
Start spraying everywhere.
No.
That's a wrap.
Is that how fast you're doing it?
Right, are we ready to roll in 10?
So I'm going on that. Am I?
Okay.
Can you ask them?
So, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
The time is 4 o'clock and welcome to Hogsback TV with me, Emily Drew. Our headlines today include the rejuvenation of Brooklands Museum, a book that could give 50 Shades of Grey a run for its money, Aldershot Town's hunt for a new manager, and the town of Farnham celebrating the Chinese New Year. The historic museum at Brooklands near Weybridge in Surrey has been given £4.7 million from the Heritage Lottery Fund. The money will be used to restore part of the museum's motoring and aviation collection, with the restoration work due to be completed in the summer of 2016. Nicholas Jones can tell us more.
1907, this was the first purpose-built motor racing track in the world. Motor racing was still in its early stages at this time, and man could now achieve speeds never attempted before. In 1913, Percy Lambert was the first man to drive 100 miles in less than an hour. The first British Grand Prix was staged here in 1926 with Henry Seagrave as the winner. As well as triumphs, there were also tragedies such as Clive Dunphy in 1932. The racing sadly stopped at the turn of the Second World War when an aircraft factory was built on the start-finish straights. Much of the history still remains at the museum, but plans are now in place to restore the remnants of the old circuits and to build a new hangar to house some of the historical aircrafts.
Erotic holograms. Will London Red be the new 50 Shades of Grey? Chris Haig, an author from Guildford, took inspiration from the erotic novel to write his own version. I spoke to Chris Haig to find out more. "50 Shades of Grey is one of the most eagerly anticipated and hottest film releases this year. The screen adaptation of E.L. James's blockbuster novels catered to a new and growing interest in erotic fiction. But how has the movie been received by the general public? And is this new genre completely necessary? We sent Sam McPherson to find out.
50 Shades of Grey has made $270 million at the box office, and a Guildford author has begun a series of rival erotic fiction. We'll be asking people in Farnham what they think about society's changing attitudes to erotic fiction.
Well, it has its place, obviously, and it's certainly very popular. I haven't read 50 Shades or any of the different volumes myself, but it has always had its place.
I did pick the book up, trying to read it, because my friend recommended it. She think you will like it, but to me, it wasn't that good. And I read just 2 pages of the first paragraph, and I couldn't read any further. I have to put it down, because I thought it was badly written.
I'm not particularly interested about it in terms of that. I often think that people, it's probably a money-grabbing, attention-seeking, in terms of that one there. So it's not an area that personally, that I'm into.
Further erotic excitement is coming to Guildford, thanks to the surprise success of a local author. Retired financial advisor Chris Haig has penned his own unique brand of adult literature with his first novel, London Red. Described as a hard-hitting tale of holographic adoration, the book has been available as a series of online episodes, and it has already generated over 600,000 hits. The book tells the tale of a man's frustrated quest for love until he discovers he can create a hologram of anyone he pleases and subject them to any command that he gives. I spoke to Guildford's rising star of erotic fiction to find out more.
London Red. Well, it's a romance story, but it's different. To give it its full genre, it's romance, new adult, which is sort of new adult means the hero and heroine are in their 20s, maximum age 30. And it's considered an up-and-coming genre, and sort of plot, an interesting backstory line. And just to make it different, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to challenge myself to do this. So I thought, okay, a little twist could be holograms.
And in sports news, Aldershot Town are closing in on a new first-team manager. Here's Jack Whiteman with more of the story.
Week that they're going to start the interview process to appoint the new first-team manager on Monday. Ever since Andy Scott's sacking in January, the club have had Chris Barker in temporary charge of the team. Barker, player-manager of the team, is amongst the candidates looking to take over the job on a full-time basis. Aldershot sacked former Brentford player-manager Andy Scott following the home defeat to Kidderminster last month. The conference side had one win in the last 9 games of his charge. Since Scott's sacking, Captain Chris Barker has been taking charge of the team on a caretaker basis. The side recorded a vital 2-1 win over Welling at home 2 weeks ago. With Aldershot placed in 18th in the league and 5 points above the relegation zone, no matter who the new successor is, the first target is to stay up in the league this season. Jack Whiteman, Electrical Services Stadium in Aldershot.
Farnham residents have been celebrating Chinese New Year in the local museum. Children and parents joined staff for a half-term event to mark the festivities. Rosa Deer reports.
Today we have the chance to join parents and children at the Chinese New Year activities held at Farnham Museum. We spoke to Liz, the organiser of the event.
We run activities for children every holiday. It's part of our remit to be a community organisation. We like to provide things for all the family.
We also asked parents their favourite part of the Chinese New Year.
I'm going to say the food, but I'm sure it should be something else, but it is the food. It's an excuse to have a nice meal.
Making the Chinese lanterns for the New Year, isn't it?
This is Hogsback TV reporting from Farnham.
The time is 4:30 and my name is Emily Drew. Thank you for watching Hogsback TV.
It's only 4:07.
Shut up.
Yeah.